say it louder. Oh, you're the question, you're the answer. Oh, bring the animal back to life. Oh, bring the energy one more time. Oh, if you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Oh, feel the moment, feel the power. Oh, bring the animal back to life. Oh, bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. Oh, feel the moment, feel the power. Oh, bring the animal back to life. Oh, bring the energy one more time. Oh, if you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Oh, feel the moment, feel the power. Oh, bring the animal back to life. Oh, bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. Oh, you're the question, you're the answer. Oh, bring the animal back to life. Oh, bring the energy one more time. Oh, if you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Oh, feel the moment, feel the power. Oh, bring the animal back to life. Oh, bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time.
A very good evening. Welcome to World Cup 2026 on our final set of matchday 1 fixtures in the group stages, and two huge nations to watch later this evening. Portugal taking on DR Congo is our build-up game to England against Croatia later on. But we're in Houston to watch the Nations League winners, Portugal, taking on the Democratic Republic of the Congo in their first group game in Group K. The national anthem's currently underway, and a recap of yesterday's games. In the late night, Norway were 4-1 winners against Iraq. Erling Haaland, on his World Cup debut, scored a brace. Either side of those two goals, Hussein got one back for Iraq, but ultimately Østegård and a Hussein own goal made it a comfortable victory in Group I for Norway, a group which they top on goal difference. Well, it was kicking off the tournament and the kicking off of their defence of their title for Argentina in the early hours of the morning. And Messi, well, he started where he left off 3.5 years ago, a hat-trick to give Argentina a 3-0 victory over Algeria. A couple of disallowed goals in the mix as well, one for Messi, but an incredible start for Messi. And we'll tell you, actually, a major stat: he has joined Miroslav Klose for the joint most World Cup goals ever, 16. He scores one more and he will break the record. Remember, though, there's another man not far behind him that is en route to breaking the record as well, Kylian Mbappe, who's on 14, who scored a brace in France's win over Senegal last night. That's the list and the company that those two are keeping. In the early morning game at 5 o'clock this morning, it was Austria against Jordan in Group J, and in the end it was a comfortable victory for Austria. They opened the scoring through Schmid. An equaliser on 50 minutes from Olwan got Jordan ahead in their first ever World Cup match to level against the Austrians, but Al-Arab put into his own net, and a 102nd minute penalty from Marko Arnautovic added a third to the Austrian tally, and a 3-1 victory for Austria to kick off their tournament here in the US, Canada and Mexico. Taking a look at these two teams that we'll be watching at 6 o'clock, Portugal and Congo. Starting with Portugal, of course, Roberto Martinez, the head coach. Cristiano Ronaldo is back once again and captains Portugal for this tournament. Their best finish was back in 1966 when they finished third. Could they go one or even two steps better this time and get to the final? Bruno Fernandes is certainly my player to watch after a fantastic individual season at Manchester United. Can he translate that to his country? And they are the team of the Shields, are Portugal. Well, for the Democratic Republic of the Congo, or DR Congo as we'll call them for short, they're led by Sébastien Desabre, is their head coach. Chancel Mbemba is their captain, the Lille defender. Their best World Cup finish was only in their only previous appearance back in 1974, and they didn't get out of the group in that one. Chancel Mbemba is the player to watch for this tournament for me, for Congo. Certainly the leader at the back, and can he lead them to some historic results? And the Leopards will certainly try their best against one of the best quality teams in the world in Portugal. That is one of two games that we'll watch tonight. And later on, a repeat of the 2018 semi-final, seeing England take on Croatia. 9 o'clock as the 12th and final group in this tournament gets underway at 9 o'clock this evening. And then we'll do it all over again, right from the start, from tomorrow. But before that, let's have a look at the two teams for this one, starting with Portugal. Diogo Costa starts in goal, a back four of João Cancelo, Ronald Araujo, Vega and Nuno Mendes is the back four. No Ruben Dias, he is injured for this one, so he is only on the bench with the squad. João Neves is in midfield alongside Vitinha, the PSG duo in the middle. Bruno Fernandes in the 10. Bernardo Silva, now of Real Madrid, he starts in the right wing. Pedro Neto off the left, and CR7 Cristiano Ronaldo captains them from the front. As I said, on the bench for Roberto Martinez's side, Sa, Silva, Semedo, Diaz, Dallo, Ignacio, Nunes, Samu Costa, Neves, Trincao, Guedes, Ramos, Felix, Leao and Conceição. Well, for DR Congo, you'll know one or two names from the squad in current Premier League teams. Mbazi Nzao is their goalkeeper. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is the right wing back, of course, of West Ham United. Mbemba Twanzebe, of course, as we know, from Ipswich, and Kapuari are the back three, with Arthur Masuaku out on left wing. Left wing back. Macau and Mutusami are the midfielders, with Kayembe onto the left, and a front two of Bakambu and Yohan Wissa, the Newcastle player. On the bench for Congo, Fayulu, Epoli, Batubinska, Kayembe, Kalulu, Mbuku, Bongoda, Sadiki, of course, Noah Sadiki from Sunderland, Toshibola, Pikel, Sependa, Kakuta, Elia, Mayele and Benza. So, Portugal might be one of people's dark horses for this tournament, taking on only second-time appearance makers DR Congo here in Houston, Texas, to get the afternoon underway. And we are almost ready to go. Kickoff is next. A very good evening. Thank you very much for spending your afternoon with us in this midweek action between Portugal and DR Congo on day 7 of the 2026 World Cup. And this day, the famous number 7 of Portugal will grace the pitch once again under the fine coaching of Roberto Martinez. Said his childhood dream was to manage at the World Cup. Well, he's doing it once again, and this time the man in the opposite dugout, Sébastien Desabre, is the DR Congo head coach. Both trying to give the best for their teams to see what we really can see out of this game. And one thing to really keep an eye on is the DR Congo defence. Some really strong players in the back line. As the countdown begins and the match underway here in Houston. Portugal against DR Congo. Portugal starting their group after being Nations League champions just a year ago. Now I want to add maybe a World Cup star to their titles. This group filled to the brim with pure quality. How will that translate to this World Cup, where we've seen some of the big sides not have it all their own way? A little less so over the last 24 hours, but maybe just settling into this tournament and starting to show the true quality of some of the best teams. Portugal, of course, in all red, and DR Congo in all light blue. So very distinctive differences, reflecting their flags, these two countries, with their kits. Here is Araujo. João Cancelo back to Araujo. Of course, comes into the side with Renato Veiga at centre back. Ruben Dias not fit enough to start the game, which will be a little knock, said Roberto Martinez. We'll see how that works. Untested, this centre back partnership, but maybe this would be the game to try it out. Here's João Cancelo. Vitinha. Already off the mark with the possession stats, Portugal. Commanding the ball within the first couple of minutes. Vitinha. Nuno Mendes. To Pedro Neto. Just trying to get settled onto the ball. Portugal. Congo just sitting deep in their own area. Ronaldo with his first touch gets a roar from the crowd. As well, Cancelo closed out. Cycle back to Renato Veiga. Nuno Mendes trying to cross. Played away that time by the captain of DR Congo, Chancel Mbemba. Quick come Portugal once again, and of course, coming into this, the Portuguese players individually would have had very good seasons. You talk about Bruno Fernandes and even some obviously, of the PSG players have had a great season. Back-to-back Champions Leagues for the likes of Nuno Mendes. Oh, picked up here by Neto, latching upon the poor clearance. Whip ball in by Bruno Fernandes, the head of Masuaku. Here is Kayembe. That's going to be a free kick to DR Congo, who can relieve the pressure that was building from Portugal. Yeah, he just sidestepped his man there and was taken down. Here's Arthur Masuaku. Capaldi. Back to Twanzebe. Into the middle. Almost caught in possession as Ronaldo picks up the loose ball. Off Mbemba. Cristiano Ronaldo. Closed out there as he plays it back to Bruno Fernandes. Bruno, who had a wonderful season with Manchester United. Certainly on an individual level. 22 assists, 9 goals across the season. Breaking a Premier League record in doing so, getting 21 assists in the league. Certainly one of the most dangerous providers in world football. Feed the ball in behind from Pedro Neto, trying to find the run of Ronaldo, but cut out that time by Mbemba, who's getting close to a lot of those sorts of moments. Renato Vega trying to head that one down the line. Heads it out of play for the throw. Macau got a little bit too comfortable on the ball and gave it away cheaply. Has to be seen back to João Cancelo, and Thomas Araujo will recycle. Vitinha. Neto down the left. Mendes on the overlap. Back to Vitinha. Laying it through the lines nicely so far, Portugal. Fernandes. Neto. Vitinha. Silva trying to loft it out to the right hand side. Cancelo brings it down, whips it in across the 6-yard area. And I think it was it Bernardo Silva that was the man at the front post? It was. Whip back in, and the header is into the back of the net by João Neves. It didn't take them long, Portugal, and the crosses were dangerous. And it's João Neves who directs it into the far corner. And the Congo defence is already beaten inside 6 minutes. Beautifully taken. And João Neves to open the scoring for Portugal. Great delivery into the box, and João Neves leaping high above everyone else and directs it into the far corner. Too far for the keeper to get anywhere near. Wonderful delivery. I think it was Pedro Neto with the cross. And João Neves leaping in the area to find the net. It is, well, it looks like he's celebrating with Pedro Neto. It looked like it was him that whipped the ball in. And already an early setback for this Congo defence, who already come under some major pressure in the first 6 minutes. They'd be very disappointed with the fact that certainly wasn't the most aerially dangerous of players in João Neves. No disrespect, but he's not the most gifted with height. And he was able to leap. Such great ability there. Here's Aaron Wan-Bissaka. They want to respond quickly. Mutusame with the switch ball out to Masuaku. And Visa there was trying to make the run and couldn't find him, Arthur Masuaku, and that's out for a throw-in on the left-hand side. Yeah. Sebastian Desabre has some pondering to do. Early doors in this one. Sebastian Desabre has been the head coach of DR Congo for just under 4 years. Took over back in August 2022 and has managed 48 international matches, winning 27 of those. The boss of Congo. And the 49-year-old managed over 200 matches as a head coach, the Frenchman. And he certainly didn't have the most confidence-building international friendlies in the build-up to the tournament. A defeat and a draw. 0-0 draw with Denmark and a 2-1 defeat to Chile in the build-up to this tournament. And they, of course, beat Jamaica after extra time to get to this stage in the Interconfederate playoff final. That extra time goal from Axel Twanzebe, shall I say, that got them to this stage. And Nuno Mendes trying to break down the left again. Seen away there by Mbemba. Straight out for a Portugal throw. The FIFA presidents watching on with this one. Heavy pass out from the back there from the Congo goalkeeper. Right down the left-hand side. And some dangerous passes into some high-pressure areas. Had a decent response to going behind, though. As Mpasi Nzao with the clearance. Nicely taken down in the midfield. Here's Johan Vesa. Wan-Bissaka with the cross. And queuing up to try and get in there. It was well defended by João Cancelo. It was the shot from the edge of the area. Is zipped wide by Johan Vesa. Very good response from Congo. Johan Vesa just a whisker away from finding the leveller. Just wide of that left-hand post that had Diogo Costa worried in the Portuguese goal, and in the end, just wide of that post. But a positive response to find themselves behind so early in this game. Mendes to Vitinha. Roberto Martinez has been the head coach of Portugal since January of 2023, has won 30 of his 40 games in charge after, of course, being the Belgium head coach prior to that for over 6 years. Took Belgium to 2 World Cups. Now his first with Portugal. He lost 6 games in charge of the Portuguese national team. One of which came in their qualifiers for this World Cup against Ireland in Dublin. A 2-0 defeat. It was their only defeat of their World Cup qualifying campaign. The only other game they failed to win was a draw at home to Hungary. Every other game they ended up winning, including a couple by a number of goals. I think 9-1 was one of them. I stop here for a moment. The referee has handed out an early yellow card. Not too sure whether it's for the foul or whether it's for the afters, but I think it's a yellow card for Bernardo Silva. It is for the challenge. Oh, he is a little late. He did get the ball, but it's the follow-through, I think, that gets him the yellow card for Bernardo Silva. Ronaldo certain that it wasn't. It was right to his teammates' support, but the yellow for Bernardo Silva for the foul on the midfielder Edo Kayembe. That's nice, and they're in behind here. Congo in the shots. Took a deflection from range. This time it was the number 17, the other centre forward, Cedric Bakambu, with the effort. Yeah, lovely turn in the half space. Gets away from Nuno Mendes, then away from Renato Veiga. And as he gets to the edge of the box, struck it clean. And bounces off Thomas Araujo behind for the corner. Really nicely done. Real danger there by Bakambu. And a corner for DR Congo. The first of the match is almost tripped up there, Arthur Masuaku, by the microphone. Takes the corner. Goes short to the front post. Certainly off the training ground, but didn't quite test Portugal whatsoever as the attempted counter-attack was stopped in its tracks. A good challenge with a backtracking Johan Vesa. Is Mutusami out to the left-hand side. Yembe. Oh, flicked on by Bakambu, but able to be retrieved by the Portuguese. And the flag was up anyway, so a free kick to Portugal. A referee who handed out that yellow card from Qatar, Abdul Rahman Al Jassim. The Qatari referee. Did referee at the Qatar World Cup. Refereed 2 games in the last World Cup. USA and Wales' 1-1 draw in Group B, and Croatia's 2-1 win over Morocco. And, I believe that was the 3rd place game. It was. Veiga to Vitinha. Of course, some of the countries, once they're at this World Cup, some of their players doing some business for their clubs. Of course, Bernardo Silva officially will join Real Madrid in July the 1st on a free transfer. It was confirmed today. Already involved here. Lovely from Pedro Neto, trying to link up with Ronaldo, but miscued the return ball. Well defended by Mutusami, who got back there into his own box to defend. Veiga, Vitinha, quickly fed out to João Cancelo. Swung in deep around the back. Ronaldo was making the target. Went down. Back out to the left. Neto's cross. Away by Masuaku. Bouncing ball, a little bit awkward. They get it away, Congo, and a lovely ball by Masuaku into Johan Vesa. Options ahead. Played into Mutusami. Kayembe. Masuaku in the wide area. Runs into João Cancelo. Wanted a foul for it, but referee let it play on. Portugal with the possession back. 17 minutes gone. Portugal 1, DR Congo 0. Albeit though, that's Portugal's only shot of the game was their goal. Congo have had the threatening response since. That's a lovely weighted ball over the top. Nuno Mendes is in. Flapped save by Mpazu. And again it comes. Ronaldo's effort wayward. But Nuno Mendes making that run out over the back of the DR Congo defence. We see it here, just bursting down the left. Lovely ball by Bruno Fernandes as Nuno Mendes breaks into the area. He was just put off from having a shot and allowed the goalkeeper to parry it away. And then on the follow-up, the shot was dragged wide. I think it was Fernandez actually that had the shot wide. Man, he has the job of trying to keep Portugal at bay as best he can. Lionel Mpazzi, 31-year-old from Le Havre, plays for Le Havre in the French League, Ligue 1. Actually is their sub-goalkeeper in Ligue 1. Cancelo with the throw-in back to Thomas Araujo. Under pressure from UN Visa. Finding Vitinha though, and space gaping down that left here for Nuno Mendes. Ronaldo, Mendes, Neto. Back to Vega. Now Vitinha. Passing it around for fun at the minute, Portugal. Have had the dominance of possession, 77% of the ball for Portugal. Just short of 20 minutes gone, but quite interestingly, DR Congo have probably had the best chances since Portugal scored. That effort from range from Johan Vesa, and then the other centre forward, Bakambu's effort. That was deflected behind for the corner. So the best opportunity since. Araujo, Vega on the halfway line. Nuno Mendes waiting for the run of Pedro Neto, but it was a little bit easy to predict what was going to happen there. And Mbamba there back defending to see it away in a 1v1 situation as Wan-Bissaka let a dangerous ball back to his keeper. And Mpazzi gets it away high up the field. Wan-Bissaka. To Sami looking for the flick ball over the top. Juan Vesa trying to make the run, but Vega comfortably retrieves it back to his goalkeeper. Certainly trying things at the moment, Congo. Certainly not afraid to have a go. Certainly give a lot of credit, no doubt, to Roberto Martinez of the fact that such an incredible coach that, you know, to get Belgium, certainly they had some great quality, but Belgium is maybe not one of the peak countries in the world to be ranked #1 in the world for their consistency over so many years under Roberto Martinez's managerialship. Certainly one of the best coaching jobs we've seen in international football over the last decade or so, and now with such billowing talent in this Portuguese side, even off the bench there is great depth of quality. Maybe going under the radar a little bit as to maybe a real dangerous opponent at this tournament. At the moment, there's not much DR Congo to be too worried about here with this Portuguese possession. It's a lot of Portugal possession, but without really much danger on the end of it. At the moment, Portugal are third favourites, or fourth favourites, shall I say, to win the World Cup outright. They are certainly, in terms of teams who haven't won it, the most likely of a team to be the next team to win their first World Cup. France are the favourites, Spain, then England, and then Portugal. And the list of teams that are up there. We'll see how they perform in this game. Might change that, good or bad, as we will have the hydration break on 23 minutes. Portugal leading by 1-0, and I think at this moment, I think Congo will be pretty pleased with how they've played, albeit, yes, they're 1-0 down, but I think from how it could have gone after they started so poorly, after just 6 minutes conceding so early in the game, that can be a major setback. But they actually responded really well to that and had 2 really good chances to try and equalise not long after the Portuguese goal. The game has just at the moment found a little bit of a limbo where Portugal are having a lot of possession, but not really too much, where Congo should be worried or concerned that they're under too much pressure. As I said, they've only had 1 registered shot in the game, Portugal, and that was their goal, so it's not like they're being bombarded with chance after chance. In terms of Portugal, they certainly haven't had the most storied history at a World Cup. They'd only qualified for 2 World Cups prior to 2002. That was in 1966, their first ever appearance and their best ever performance, finishing 3rd, winning 5 of their 6 matches they played in that tournament. Their next appearance didn't come till 1986. They didn't progress out of the group, winning just 1 of their 3 group games, and were knocked out in Mexico back in 86. But have qualified for each and every World Cup since the turn of the century, 2002 all the way to 2026. And amongst those, they've only failed to qualify out of the group twice. In those 6 previous World Cups. That was in 2002 and 2014. And their best performance since 2002 was in 4th in Germany 2006, ultimately losing at the semi-final stages. We've never been to a World Cup finals, final at a World Cup finals, Portugal. They're the team over the last decade that have certainly imposed themselves, winning Euro 2016 and of course the Nations League twice since that was the inaugural tournament. Knocked out of the quarter-final stage back in 2022 in Qatar. They qualified top of their group in 2 of their 3 group games, in the group which included South Korea, Uruguay and Ghana. They won their first 2 matches, beating Uruguay and Ghana, and lost to South Korea in match 3, which ultimately seen South Korea to the knockout stages. Then on, they beat Switzerland 6-1 in the round of 16 before a 1-0 defeat to Morocco saw them exit in the final 8. We're about to conclude this hydration break. A bit of Bon Jovi over the PA system here in the NRG Stadium in Houston, where of course the roof is on for this one. The roof is closed, so similar to Germany's game against Cote d'Ivoire against Curaçao a few days ago. A very air-conditioned stadium, a unique atmosphere. Of course, last night was the night of the superstars, Mbappe, Haaland and Messi, all on the score sheet at least twice, which is a wonderful feat, exactly what this World Cup needs. Can Ronaldo add his name amongst those? Here's Pedro Neto looking for Ronaldo. And Mbamba with the last-ditch challenge sees it behind for the corner. Chancel Mbamba has been crucial with those near-post crosses. Certainly the low crosses. Whether he was offside or not there, Pedro Neto, would have been another question mark. But great run down the left. He's got the sheer raw pace to be past anyone. And as he tried to roll it towards the box for Ronaldo. Mbamba with the tackle. Corner for Portugal. First of the game. As they take the corner short. All the way back here. Fernandez looping it towards the box. Mendes was the target. He'll get the ball the second time after Wan-Bissaka's header. Failed to clear the danger. Vitinha. Back to Bruno Fernandes. Last man there for Portugal. Almost caught in possession. Congo applying some nice pressure here from the front. Neto, Mendes, Vitinha to Thomas Araujo. Cancelo. Tried to sneak that one round the back line. Ronaldo made the run, but just a little too much on it from João Cancelo. Well, Messi made his appearance at his 6th World Cup last night. Ronaldo doing the same here this afternoon. He was a man who certainly made it to a lot of games and a lot of a right old age with Portugal in Pepe. Wan-Bissaka, lovely. Bits of skill, finds Juan Vissa, lays it out wide. Opportunities, bodies in the box here if it can be found with a cross. Right wide to Wan-Bissaka, who will swing it in. Cleared away by Cancelo. And the follow-up. Trying to win it back there. Juan Vissa, but Bruno Fernandes darting it out to the left, but too much on it there from the Man United midfielder. And out for the throw-in. Yeah, they broke forward well, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka down that right-hand side created the danger with that little chop onto his right foot, sent the defender and Nuno Mendes on the inside, and had the opportunity in the wide area to whip the ball in. Did just that, and João Cancelo made the clearance, but had options to target. That's a nice ball out to the right channel again, this time well dealt with by Nuno Mendes. Taken in by Vitinha, all the way back to Diogo Costa. Vega was caught there a little late by Juan Vissa. Too much to try and win the ball there, and catching Renato Vega, the Portuguese centre-back. Yeah. At the moment, though, it's DR Congo. I think they've had the momentum in terms of the way the game has swung in their favour, and the fact that they've kind of got control at the minute. Albeit Portugal have a lot of possession, but they have them where they want them, really. Although that, not on that occasion. A clash between the two players and Pedro Neto. And I think it's Mbamba. He's pleading that it wasn't a foul, and he's pleading it shouldn't be a yellow card, but the referee having none of it. And Chancel Mbamba is into the book. See it again here. And a little drag back on Neto. Nothing really in that in the build-up. He just kind of got a hold of the back of the shirt of Neto and maybe pulled him back, but nothing other than that. But it is a foul, and in my opinion, I think a yellow card is probably a fair decision. But, free kick here to Portugal. Nuno Mendes over it. Swung in by Nuno Mendes. Cleared away by Mbamba, who made up for his error by clearing that dangerous delivery. Here is Caoimhan. Breaking down the left. Lovely by Caoimhan. And the shot took a deflection. Looped up into the hands of Diogo Costa, but could have went anywhere, that one. Really nicely done by Edu Caoimhan. Good work ultimately from Steve Caoimhan. Being more direct, a bit sharper with their movements between the lines, and that's where they can pose real danger. And they've got two men at the top end of the pitch that know how to find the net, and Johan Vesa and Cedric Bakambu. Already both of those have had dangerous moments in this game, but as we've expected, Portugal with a lot of the ball, but I think they've kind of been let off the hook a little bit by that early goal. And the fact that I think they've just been too complacent a little bit at times, Portugal. They've kind of just allowed the game to settle, allowed DR Congo to settle. It was Diogo Costa. Dangerous touch. He just about got it away, but was under all sorts of pressure there. Almost played into the hands of the Congo centre forwards. Wan-Bissaka. Nice little 1-2. Wan-Bissaka again, evading trouble. He's it back to Mbemba. Now Twanzebe across to Caoimhan. Wide to Masuaku. Feeding it down the left, looking for the run of Edu Caoimhan, who gets the better of João Neves. Ultimately, it's going to be a Portuguese throw as Neves hit it off Caoimhan and it going out of play, but they will protest, the Congo players. Of course, there have been complications with DR Congo and their travelling fans, and outbreak of Ebola in the country has caused a disruption to this country's preparation for the World Cup. The players had to isolate in a bubble in their training and in the build-up to this World Cup. Obviously in a separate facility to where they would have in their own country, but of course with that outbreak it has made it incredibly difficult for those Congolese fans to make it here to the US. They have, and they are here in numbers. Well, that's a lovely ball in behind from Mendes, and great run by Pedro Neto, but the ball just evaded him at the last second. That's where the danger is for Portugal, with those wide players coming a little narrower. Bakambu caught in possession there, was Wan-Bissaka in the more central area. Vitinha, now to João Cancelo. Neves caught there in possession by Edu Caoimhan. That's going to be a free kick, which the referees allowed them to take quickly. Cancelo, Vitinha. Vitinha caught in possession there. It's a nice takedown by Bakambu, looking to measure it in behind for Johan Vesa. Cut out well by Thomas Araujo, but the danger there with those two. Eight minutes of the first half to go. Portugal 1, DR Congo 0 in this Group K opener. Of course, Uzbekistan and Colombia get their tournament underway in the early hours of the morning. 3 a.m. kickoff. That's in Mexico City. Here's a ball in behind. Mendes has made the run, looking for options, tried to square it, and someone got a foot in. to clear it away, and Cancelo on the rebound couldn't make the danger, but given away cheaply in the final third. Neves, Mendes, back to João Neves. Again, a little bit too ponderous here, Portugal. Neves again, Neto, Fernandes, in behind, Neves, right to the byline, but no way through the Congolese players who've dropped deep into their shape. Shot from range, charged down, and a good clean challenge around the edge of the box, gets them on the move. Here's Bakambu. Ease it off here into the middle for Mutusami. There's Kapaudi wide to Masuaku, looking to launch it towards Bakambu, but Renato Vega got his head in the way of that one. Again, from Portugal, whipping those crosses in and being very focused on crossing. That's where Congo can have their breaks. They do win the second ball from those crosses and spring on Portugal, who do commit so many players forward in those situations. There's options and spaces to hit on the break. Araujo, Vega, Fernandes, Pedro Neto, back to Vitinha, Araujo, wide to Bernardo Silva. I think in this first half, that's where I've been I can be a little bit angry, or maybe a little bit critical of Portugal, in the fact that in this first half they have been a little bit ponderous, and they've had that more dangerous, more threatening ball in behind, or that pass forward. They've kind of just gone square or gone backwards with it, not taking that extra risk when they could have. Credit, as I said, to Congo, who since that early opener for Portugal been really strong defensively and haven't allowed the Portuguese players to make much danger in behind. As another ball, this time Bernardo Silva was wrestling with Arthur Masuaku, and Masuaku gets the foul. It's João Cancelo with the challenge. A reminder for you that England against Croatia concludes our first round of group stage fixtures in Group L, the 12th and final group. That's at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas, just across the state of Texas from where this game is being played, and that is a 9 o'clock kickoff. England against Croatia. Sammy trying to find that one to Johan Vesa, but just about cut out by Nuno Mendes. I have to say, to this point, if they can get this to half time, DR Congo will be really pleased with how this first half has ultimately ended up after what was a tricky first 5 minutes. Settled into their shape and have shown one or two dangerous moments of their own in attack. Bissaka with the launch up the field, but plucked out of the air by Nuno Mendes, who tried to take that down. Ultimately, the confines of the pitch were too restrictive to Nuno Mendes. Vitinha. Wide to Cancelo. Back to Thomas Araujo. Vega. This is kind of where I feel that Portugal are a little bit too passive. And this is where they're getting caught in possession, as they almost got caught out there with Caoimhan. But this is where they're a little bit passive. There's no real options in the midfield showing for the ball and showing to turn on the ball and try and drive forward. It's very side to side with their back four. And that's one of the fullbacks, either in Cancelo or Nuno Mendes, who will break forward. But at the minute, when they do get stuck in that rhythm of going side to side, Congo are just happy to let them do it. And are comfortable in their defensive shape to give them not really many options to try and pose such a threat. The difference needs to be either Portugal need to move it quicker, or they need to drop someone a little deeper to try and unlock the door a little bit. I think Bruno Fernandes could be the key to the difference. Maybe drop him a little deeper into a space where he kind of exploits kind of positions with Man United in a little bit, where he can play those longer passes over the top, because that's where they have looked dangerous, Portugal, when they have played those long passes in behind the Congo defence. That's nice from João Cancelo. Worked it into space for Bernardo Silva, who closed off by Mutusami. Picked up again though, and easily retrieved by Congo, who give it away quickly. Both sides not wanting to keep the ball there. Cancelo. Last couple of seconds of the first 45. We'll see how long will be added on. Cancelo runs right into Capaldi. It's far from a foul. And right into Capaldi there. It's definitely not a foul. It's Congo trying to produce a breakaway here. Kayembe. Macau. Back to Mutusami. Into Bakambu. There's 4 added minutes. Mutusami with a shot from range. Come off Johan Visa. And trying to win it back. Ultimately gives away the foul on João Cancelo. 4 added minutes. See this again. Actually, that's the foul by Johan Visa on his opposite number, João Cancelo. So we see the one about Cancelo and Capaldi. That was definitely not a foul. Far from it. As I said, 4 added minutes. Araujo with the switch. Wan-Bissaka with the defensive header. In the half space there. Down the right hand side is Macau. He wins the throw in there for DR Congo. Quickly taken. Mutusami. Wan-Bissaka couldn't handle the return ball. It's going to be a Portuguese throw. Albeit the Congo fans have travelled in their numbers, but other than that, you could argue, and it is a very Portuguese-filled stands inside the NRG Stadium. Sea of red Portuguese shirts. Vitinha. Cancelo. Vitinha. Launching ball out to the right hand side. Lovely pass. Bernardo Silva run into Masuaku. Again wanting the foul but not getting it as Bakambu linking up back wide to Masuaku. On the move here for DR Congo. Masuaku feinted ball. Mutusami caught it sweetly but took a deflection. Will be a corner. It all came from that switch ball from Vitinha to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva tried to drift inside, ended up giving it straight to Masuaku, who did well in the 1v1. And the cross from Motosami, blocked on the edge of the area by Vitinha, and behind for the DR Congo corner. Last minute of the first half. Masuaku's delivery, left-footed, headed away at the near post, but bounces round the back. Taken in by Mbemba. He gets ahead of Fernandez, but the cross from Mbemba took a deflection off Fernandez. It's another corner. As Mbemba's down, holding his right ankle. See it again. Maybe just the way he landed, kind of twisted his ankle there. All on his own accord, really. Sebastian de Sabre, Congolese head coach, sure will be pleased to see his captain back on his feet. Last corner of the half, the last action of the half, surely. Arthur Masuaku to take the corner. Right hand side, right at the death of the first half for DR Congo. Corner taken short. Macau here tiptoeing the edge of the area. Back to Masuaku. Gets it onto his left. Swings it into the box. Johan Visa! 1-1. The Democratic Republic of the Congo are level. Portugal scored early in the half, but DR Congo are back on terms right at the half, sending the African support into raptures in Houston. And a wonderful header from Johan Visa to level the game right on half-time. Really well worked from the corner. Masuaku's cross and Johan Visa's header. Perfection. Portugal 1, DR Congo 1. And that is a bit of a kick up the backside of Portugal that they probably need before half-time. They've let this game drift. They've allowed DR Congo to have it at their own pace in this first half. And I think Roberto Martinez will say that to his players at half-time. But this, a wonderful move, a wonderful goal. And you feel it had been coming. The momentum of this first half has been swinging in the way of DR Congo for quite a while. And it's probably only what they deserve, an equalising goal at the break. Half-time whistle is gone. And at the break, it is all square in this game. Half-time, it's Portugal 1, DR Congo 1. Sure, one last kick. This is going to be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this. And Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions. And there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's found the net. Oh, what a goal. Kvaratskhelia is through, wants to add a fourth, and does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me. That is absolutely unbelievable. Rice again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and bettered it. Another whip ball in. The header is in by Virgil van Dijk. Incredible.
Guess all that I do was easy to use. So call my time, but you weren't really mine, just something to do. Thought I never knew. No surprise, but nevertheless, I'm still stuck in self-defense. No surprise, but nevertheless, I get lost when I look in your eyes. I just wanna you weren't really mine, just something to do. Thought I never knew. No surprise, but nevertheless, I'm still stuck in self-defense. No surprise, but nevertheless, I get lost when I look in your eyes. I just want to tell you.
Welcome back to World Cup 2026 half-time in Houston. It's Portugal 1, DR Congo 1 at the break. João Neves with the goal to give Portugal their opener before Johan Visa found the DR Congo leveller just before half-time. A little later on, we focus on our final Matchday 1 group game. England taking on Croatia in Group L. That is a 9 o'clock kickoff tonight. We'll have team news in about a half an hour's time for that one from Dallas, just across the state of Texas from where this game is being played. And a big second half to come on the way in this one to see really if DR Congo can really take advantage of what have been a bit of a lacklustre Portugal side so far since their opener. They have let the game drift and allowed DR Congo back into the match. So a second half on the way in just a moment. Welcome back to World Cup 2026 as we're almost ready to go for the second half here in Houston, and work to do for Portugal, who at the moment, after that early goal, just kind of didn't use that to build momentum into the game, and kind of was their momentum in the first 5 minutes that kind of just faltered away as the half went on, and just allowed DR Congo to grow into the game, and ultimately paying the price for conceding that equalising goal from Johan Visa. Wonderful header, really nice header from Johan Visa. His 9th goal for his country and his 39th cap, and it was a wonderful goal. His first goal for his country since an international friendly, where he scored a penalty against Bermuda back in March in a 2-0 win. Certainly not a happy figure, Roberto Martinez at half-time. Going to make a change as the DR Congo players just returned to the field of play for this second half. It's going to be Francisco Conceição. It's going to be the one coming on. He's going to get cap number 18, and it's going to be Bernardo Silva who's going to be replaced at half time, so more of a direct winger down that right hand side rather than a wide midfielder. And Francisco Conceição, I think there's just been that lack of threat from Portugal in those sorts of areas, and Francisco Conceição certainly offers that change of approach, the Juventus winger, and a change of idea for Roberto Martinez for this second half. He's hoping that turns this game around for Portugal. And the team that had the last touch of the first half will have the first touch of the second. DR Congo will get us back underway. And both goals coming from the head of the scorers. João Neves on 5 minutes and Johan Visa on 50. As I said after the goal, maybe the kick up the backside that Portugal really needed that equalising goal, because they were sleepwalking in that first half. They were 1-0 up and were just far too complacent with a 1-goal lead. It really didn't seem like they were fighting to find a second. They were just happy and comfortable with the 1-goal scoreline. Already seen in this World Cup that a 1-0 lead is far from decisive and comfortable. Portugal have once again been the latest victims of that sort of idea. Vitinha, Nuno Mendes, back to Renato Veiga, square to Vitinha, who drops in alongside the two centre backs. Thomas Araujo, Vitinha. Interesting to see if DR Congo are able to even further their advantage. They had some really dangerous moments in that first half, but they didn't ultimately, and then in the end take as Motosami gets the ball. Juan Visa on the turn, and here's Macau out to the right hand side to Wan-Bissaka. Back inside to Motosami. Mbemba. Juan Visa. Wan-Bissaka. Visa. Nice play. Macau round the corner to Wan-Bissaka, who tried to get the best out of Renato Veiga there. Did skip past this man, but the ball didn't come with him. And the last touch off the Congo wing back. Goal kick it will be. The danger there from Congo. Decent spell of possession that was. That's a lovely ball down the left here for Pedro Neto. Neto onto his right foot, back onto his left, has the space to swing across in round the back for Conceição. In the end, the last touch off the half-time substitute for Portugal. And behind for the goal kick, but they're claiming was possibly impeded around the back. Let's see it again. No, not enough. Not enough for me. Masuaku just easing him out of the way. It's not enough for a foul. Far from it. Already his first involvement in the game for Francisco Conceição. As I said, he scored 4 goals in his 17 previous caps for his country. Scored only 4 goals in the whole of the last season for Juventus. Well, the last number of seasons hasn't been the most prolific in front of goal. Hasn't surpassed 5 goals in a single season in any of his 3 seasons at Juventus. Last time he was above 5 was in the season at Porto he had in 2023-24. Here's Macau. Back it comes into the midfield for Kayembe. Motosami wide to Wan-Bissaka. Really good movement. There's Bakambu from the narrow angle. Forces the good save out of Diogo Costa. I think the flag was up anyway, but again, a better move from Congo. Down that right hand side, and the ball by Macau into the path of Bakambu. Maybe just a half, even just inches offside there. Very little in it, but I think he was just offside. Capaldi there tried to play it out wide. Ultimately, the ball given away. Throw into Portugal, taken quickly. Veiga. Neto. Gonna go for the little 1-2. Neto's going on a foot race. He did get there ahead of his man, but didn't get there quick enough to stop the ball from going behind for the goal kick. Now Pedro Neto, a man in a bit of a need of a goal. Of course, he set up the Portugal opener in the first half, but scored in the 2-1 win over Nigeria in their last international friendly for Portugal, but that's his only goal for club or country since February. As the referee has awarded a Portugal corner as the Congo goalkeeper, Lionel Mpazi-Nzau, held on to the ball too long. It was the new 8-second rule. If you go above 8 seconds holding the ball, the opposition's awarded a corner. And that's exactly what's happened. So corner to Portugal. On the right hand side, 6 in the box, including Ronaldo. Well, switch corner takers and switch approach here. Portugal. Fernandes will take it. Swung to the penalty area. Ronaldo in a tussle. Wanted the foul, went over, but the referee saw no issue as that was cleared away by Congo. Ronaldo still claiming, but we play on. Veiga. Vitinha. Wide it goes to Conceição. It was left, back to Vitinha, who will go deep. Ronaldo lurking, but Wan-Bissaka gets it away. Nuno Mendes. Vitinha, Ronaldo rolls it on for Nuno Mendes across, and just in the way of João Neves were 2 Congo defenders. I think it might have been Twanzebe and Capaudi. Fainted ball over the top again. Nuno Mendes won the chase, but that one bounced away from the PSG wing fullback. See this again. He starts the move. Ball played into Ronaldo. Then Nuno Mendes running in behind and squares it across for João Neves, who'd made the late run into the area. Fabulous challenge by Axel Twanzebe. Capaudi on the scene also, but Twanzebe with the contact to clear. Vitinha down the left, chested by Neto into Ronaldo. On central has Vitinha, lays it out to the right. Cancelo looking for the switch, finds Bruno Fernandes. Oh, whip it in, the chest down, and the overhead kick is into the net, but the flag's going to go up against João Cancelo. Beautiful goal, but the flag is up. We'll see what VAR has to say, whether it is offside or not. It looked tight, and it is being checked and quickly eradicated. Yeah, quite clearly João Cancelo is offside. The initial cross to João Neves wasn't, but Neves to Cancelo definitely was. Beautiful goal though, definitely offside. As here come Congo. Bakambu trying the cross, took a deflection off Renato Veiga. That's going to be a corner. Corner number 4 for DR Congo. Their last, which was the final action of the first half, led to their leveller. Arthur Masuaku over to take this corner once again. Just over 10 minutes gone of the second half. Portugal 1, DR Congo 1. Masuaku to cross. Clipped into the boxes. Header in there from, I think it's Vega that got his head to it. Bounces to the edge of the area. Wan-Bissaka. Flicked on by Macau, was able to be hooked away by Vitinha. Taken in by Wan-Bissaka. Masuaku. Runner wide. Macau. Drifting into the box. Clips it to his left. And the heavy first touch, but Mkazu. Chance there from Bakambu. Has the effort, I think, off the post, but the referee had given a foul in the build-up. See this again. Portugal under pressure. And the heavy touch, I think, in the middle. I couldn't quite see who got the heavy touch. Maybe Kayembe, I think it was. And it falls into the path of Bakambu, who rocketed it off the post. They are looking really dangerous when they get forward, DR Congo. So we're going to see a switch here. Mukau is going to be coming off. And Noah Siddiqui is coming on. Noah Siddiqui, of course, the Sunderland midfielder. 21-year-old, making his 21st cap for his country. He's on to give some fresh legs to what is, at the moment, a buoyant DR Congo team. They seem to have the momentum. Nuno Mendes. Tracked and challenged and fouled by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Free kick is quickly taken in space here to exploit. With Pedro Neto. Wan-Bissaka's out of position, but again, there's a Portuguese player down at the moment. Portugal are playing on, though. Well, the confusion has come because Portugal wanted the referee to stop the game, but the referee's under no constraints to stop the game because it's not a head injury to Nuno Mendes, and he didn't want to stop it. And I don't blame the referee. I mean, he doesn't have to stop the game. And Portugal tried to play on and then ultimately did put the ball out when they knew the referee wasn't going to stop the game. But the referee's completely correct to not stop the game. It's not a head injury, and Nuno Mendes jumps up like nothing's ever happened. So something out of nothing. So easy to see the confirmation of the offside call and the João Cancelo goal that was cancelled out. Bit was a good yard offside. But that's what they haven't had, Portugal, is that real injection of energy in the final third. It's been very, as I said right the way throughout the game, very ponderous when they have the ball. They're not looking to be dangerous, they're just looking to keep passing the ball. It's very, very passive. That's clearly why Francisco Conceição was brought on at half-time, because Roberto Martinez wanted to get someone who would run at defenders and take people on. Well, here he is, making the runner behind Conceição. Trying to get past this man there, but it stopped by Tuanzebe. That's going to be a corner, though. That's the danger they've needed, Portugal. In the wide areas, not seeing it anywhere near enough. So we're about to hit the hour mark. Short of 60 minutes gone, and it still remains 1-1. Portugal have once again not had a shot in the second half. Neither side have had a shot in the second half, but still it looks like and feels like DR Congo the more dangerous of the two teams. That can change though very quickly. Nuno Mendes to take the corner. Right hand side. Flicked in the near post. Headed away by Johan Visa. Cancelo with the clip ball into the area, but that will bounce behind for the goal kick. Yeah, once again, just don't quite have the sprinkling of anything of great quality in the final third. As I said before, Portugal are stacked with quality. Got some great attacking players if they wish to make those changes. Rafael Leao, Joao Felix, Gonçalo Ramos, Gonçalo Guedes, Francisco Trincao. So there are quite a few players in attacking areas that can come on and change the game. At the moment, not really seen enough. If I'm honest, I think it's more the midfield rather than players further forward. There's not many options through the middle. It's very attack focused midfield, and there's no one really for the build up because Vitinha's dropping in between the two centre backs. So similar to France last night, where in that first half France were struggling to progress the ball up the field, and this time it's similar with Portugal, but a very different team they're facing. That's where they're struggling. As Caoimhan there does really well to win the throw-in. That's fantastic play. Joao Cancelo, the one to make the interception, but well, they make the block, shall I say. And there's a Portuguese fan with Diogo Jota on the back of the shirt. Of course, was part of the Portuguese squad, of course, last summer that won the Nations League. Diogo Jota, of course, will be continually greatly missed. Long throw into the box. Makambu, header down in the area there. It's headed wide. Makambu with the flick on. And the follow-up by Capaldi. See it again. Flick on by Makambu, and then Capaldi maybe just stretching back for it a little bit. Was a little bit behind him and he had to try and direct it. Good connection, just not the accuracy on it. Conceição, Cancelo, Conceição. Vitinha to Vega, looking for the run of Neto in behind. A little heavy, that ball from Renato Vega, and comfortable for Mpazi in the Congo goal to stop that one. As Congo will get a free kick here. Bruno Fernandes with the foul. Bruno Fernandes trying to claim that Caoimhan dived there, but referee having none of that sort of arguments. "26 minutes until 90. Portugal 1, DR Congo 1. We talked about Portugal's previous performances at a World Cup. Their only previous World Cup performance for DR Congo was in 1974 when they appeared as Zaire, the former name of the country. And they lost all 3 of their group games, didn't score a single goal, conceded 14 goals, and were knocked out at the groups in what was a 16-team competition, and they finished 16th, ranked out of the teams in Germany 1974. Haven't qualified in any of the previous World Cups as DR Congo since they were of course got their Republican status in the late 90s. 7 previous World Cups. They've never ever qualified for any of them as their current name until this one. Conceição whipped in, head away by Mbemba. Tried his best there, Neto, to take that one down from the Nuno Mendes pass, but again seen away by a resilient Congo team as Mutusami is going to be penalised here for a foul on Nuno Mendes. Cross into the box from range there from Cancelo. Cleaned away by Mpazian. But Kambu's making the run in behind. But Diogo Costa has that one well under control. Well, in their group back in 1974, they played Scotland, Yugoslavia and Brazil in their group back in 1974. Did Zaire, as they were known then, DR Congo. They lost 2-0 to Scotland, 9-0 to Yugoslavia and 3-0 to Brazil. So Johan Vesa getting their first ever World Cup goal as either Zaire or DR Congo in the country's history. That equaliser in the first half. So history for another country at this World Cup. And that's going to be a foul. Kayamba in a tussle with Nuno Mendes, and Mutusami and Nuno Mendes getting up in each other's business there. A little bit of tensions boiling over. Will be a Portugal free kick. It's Kayamba on Pedro Neto, actually, that's the foul. And then we see Kayamba on Nuno Mendes just afterwards. Conceição played inside to João Cancelo. Back to Araujo. Now Conceição getting close to the second half hydration break. So Portugal getting some good possession. That's a lovely ball into Conceição's path. Cuts it back. Ronaldo just had to stretch back for it. And that was off target from CR7. A rare chance for him in this game. Conceição with acres of space in the box. Why he didn't go himself, maybe the angle against him, but tried to cut back to Ronaldo. Even CR7 wasn't ready for it. And just dragged back behind him and struggled to really get his foot around the ball. And a rare chance for him in the first half, and that is going to trigger the hydration break. Just as Portugal have their best chance of this second half. Probably one of the best chances since they scored. And Ronaldo ultimately putting it wide. But again, more struggle from Roberto Martinez's side. And DR Congo putting in a real shift in this game at the moment. They've continued to have minuscule numbers of the ball. Just 26% possession in this second half. Albeit better than the first half. It's 6% more, but still minuscule numbers. But they're making it work for them. And it's not the fact that Portugal have really, with a lot of the ball, looked dangerous. I've said that right the way throughout the game. It's the fact that, you know, with a lot of the possession, it's a lot of just pass and move. There's just nothing incisive, and Conceição has made it a little bit more dangerous in a few individual moments, but nothing too overwhelmingly different from the first half for Portugal. And this is where Roberto Martinez is giving the instructions to his players of how this can change and how this can differ in the final 20 minutes of this game to try and get Portugal off to a winning start at this World Cup. As they did by the narrowest of margins back in 22 in their first group game in Qatar. They beat Ghana 3-2. At the moment, it is DR Congo holding them at bay. It was 1-1 in their opening game back in 2022. In the 73rd minute, João Felix got them 2-1 in front and quickly added to by Rafael Leao, who made it 3-1 before a late Ghanaian goal made it a little bit tastier. But another African country making it difficult for Portugal. The man who scored in that game 3.5 years ago, Rafael Leao, is coming on, as well as Nelson Semedo. So they're going to make a double substitution here, Portugal. You want to see Nuno Mendes and I think Pedro Neto coming off. So Leao and Semedo on. I would expect Semedo to play right back and Cancelo to just come across to play left back for Portugal. Some fresh legs for Portugal to try and change the outcome of this game. Remember, the second match in this group, Uzbekistan against Colombia, is at 3 AM kickoff later this evening, so these two will be watching on later to see what comes of that match. But of course, focus on their own job for the moment. Portugal play Uzbekistan next and then Colombia in the third group game. Obviously DR Congo the opposite way about. They play Colombia next and then Uzbekistan in their final group game. A week, almost 6 days or so, until the next group game for the two in this group, and then 4 days after that for the final group game on the 28th of June. A reminder for you, coming up next, England against Croatia is a 9 o'clock kickoff to finish our match day 1 fixtures of the groups. And of course, kick off match day 2 of the groups tomorrow. I'll tell you more about that a little later. Here comes a chance. Here comes an opportunity for Ronaldo again. Another one zipped wide. And the Portuguese number 7. Have to see this move again. It's from the right hand side. It's a great feint of ball in behind. I think it's Conceição again with a cutback. And Ronaldo again strides onto it, this time much more comfortably, but ultimately similar outcome to the first one, and Conceição's frustrations taken out on the ball there. But credit to DR Congo again, who've not given up many chances. Those are starting to become a little bit more dangerous, and that's going to trigger a few Congo changes. Going to see the introduction of number 18, Charles Pickle, and number 12, Yoris Kayembe. They're coming on. And I couldn't quite catch who the other two were that came off. I think Arthur Masuaku is one of them, because I can see him walking around the sidelines. I'm not too sure of the other at this moment in time, but a double substitution for DR Congo. And Edu Kayembe is the other to come off. So Pickle and Kayembe on, Kayembe and Masuaku off. Wan-Bissaka with a nice interception. Not the best pass, Mutasami lost it out. And here comes Fernandez into the area, rolls it into the path of João Neves, who was just snatched at. He tried to have a go. Oh, a poor ball. An opportunity for Bakambu in behind. João Vissa tried to play it direct as Portugal were at 6s and 7s at the back there. Wide open. Just about closed up by Thomas Araujo, who came across. Here's Conceição, drifting into the box. Carried out wide again. Conceição, right to the touchline. Onto his left, reversing it in behind. Good run by Semedo. The cutback was to no one in Portuguese colours, but quickly won back by Vitinha. Much sharper, much quicker from Portugal, but DR Congo again clearing it away. Well, the saying goes, the Leopards never change their spots. Well, these 11 Leopards in DR Congo colours are at the moment not changing their approach and suffocating and stifling Portugal. And they will get a corner. The Portuguese. Nelson Semedo's cross. The fourth of the match for Portugal. We'll tell you the team news from England, Croatia very shortly. Some interesting team news coming out of that one. We'll get to that very, very soon. Corner fizzed in and into the hands of Mpazi. And now they've got bodies to break away. Bakambu's here. He's got Visa to his left. Bakambu finds Johan Visa. They've got options still. Back to Bakambu, who lifts it high over the bar. Really good move again by DR Congo. It looks so dangerous on the break, and Noah Siddiqui plays it back to Bakambu, who just prods it wide. There was other options, other outcomes that could have come out of that. The options they had forward, the bodies they had forward, they broke with real pace and real strength. DR Congo, Portugal, look to be passengers in that move. .5 minutes of the 90 to go. Portugal 1, DR Congo 1. There was a goal coming, but at what ends? Both sides have had opportunities. Here's Leao, clipping it off the left. Brought down by Conceição with a really good first touch, and then he has an effort. There's Leao with a horrible first touch on the cross. Wan-Bissaka able to intercept. Bakambu with a good hold up, and Bakambu winning the foul. Really good hold up play by Cedric Bakambu. Mpazi though, not the best of clearances, and it's put them under a bit of pressure. Nicely done though. 1v1 from Capaldi. Put it out for the throw. Win the throw off Francisco Conceição. Well, you would probably say 90% of the support inside this stadium is of a Portuguese persuasion. Over 75% of the ball has been of Portuguese possession. But still, DR Congo fight on. A level score. And possibly could be even better at this stage. Clip ball round the corner. Wan-Bissaka was the danger, but it's second ball picked up by Siddiqui. Trying to cross it to Bakambu. Little too high. Easily taken in by Diogo Costa, but good opportunity. Nice. It was the right idea, it's just the wrong execution. Here's Francisco Conceição. In space was clotheslined there by Capaldi. That's going to be a foul quite clearly. Steve Capaldi, although I think they might have called offside. Yeah, he's called offside, the assistant, not a foul. It is a foul, but the offside flag went up. Well, their assistant went like that. He put the flag straight up. He didn't wave it, so it's not a foul. You see the Bakambu chance again. Goodness me. Well, I have to say, whatever happens out of this, Sebastian Desailly can be incredibly pleased with his player's performance. DR Congo would, at this rate, at this moment, join quite a few teams that have pleasantly surprised us at this World Cup. Not been quite the pushovers that some might have expected or predicted. Ronaldo trying to apply the pressure, but nicely dealt with by Tuanzebe. Zimbamba clears long. One player, I think, if DR Congo are to try and be more clinical in the final third when they do break, is Johan Visa. He's been a little quieter in this second half. He was intrinsically involved in their attacking play in the first. It's been more Bakambu in the second half. Now, ball whipped in by Cancelo, but closed out again, and Motosami has played the ball forward. It's going to be a real struggle here for Johan Visa, but he's done well to see the throw-in out of Renato Vega, and Bakambu's got in behind. Carried a little wide. Visa. Square on to Siddiqui, who rolls it out to the left. Kayembe's cross just too lofted. Not much danger on the end there. Diogo Costa comfortably retrieving, but I have to say, there's options and moments there for DR Congo. They can just compose themselves in the final third and get the right moment, the right cross or the right pass into the final third. Danger and options are there. Neves, Conceição, taking a run at Kayemba, but he's stood strong actually. He's going to be given the foul against Conceição for clinging on to Kayemba there, and that's going to be a free kick. Yuris Kayemba, the substitute, against the Portuguese substitute. He actually scored in their last game. Yuris Kayemba scored in the 2-1 defeat over against Chile. It's his only international goal for the country, as Portugal going to go much more aggressive. Gonçalo Ramos is on and Vitinha is off, so I would expect João Neves to go a little deeper and maybe go to a Gonçalo Ramos maybe just in behind Ronaldo possibly. And those Congo fans at the moment enjoying their afternoon out. Portuguese fans yawning in the stands. Who knows, maybe that's a visual reflection of their team's performance overall. Bouncing ball in behind, Bakambu gets on the end of it but miscues it, and I think the flag's up anyway. Yeah, it looked like it was miles offside there, Bakambu. We play on though from the offside decision. Leao got trouble in Wan-Bissaka. Wants to take him on 1v1. Wan-Bissaka with a lovely sliding challenge, perfectly timed. And DR Congo have it back again as Bamba there under a bit of pressure wins the throw. 6 minutes of normal time to go. Portugal 1, DR Congo 1. Mbemba was ready to take the throw in. The referee is just going to allow, I think, him to make a substitution or two here. Going to see the introduction of Simon Banza, and I think Gideon Kalulu. The double sub. And I have to say, Cedric Bakambu's just come off for Simon Banza. He's done a very good job, as has Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who's also come off. So Banza and Kalulu on, replacing Wan-Bissaka and Bakambu. Will this be another Spain? Another Netherlands, possibly? Where one of the big European countries aren't able to get the 3 points that they desire in their opening match. Or will Portugal, like maybe France did yesterday, find a way to get one of their superstars to make the difference? It's a fed ball down the right, and that's probably a reflection of the game, really. A really poor moment from Portugal there. Well overhit pass. And out for the throw. Yeah, snatching at things. Very impatient. Very edgy from Portugal. And I don't think at all DR Congo deserve to lose this by any stretch. I think they've been more than matching Portugal, and if not, been the better team over the 90 minutes, I have to say. Defensively really strong and resolute, dangerous when they break forward. Their physicality has been really impressive. Their concentration throughout has been almost impeccable. Here's Leao, wide on the left. Trying to take on his man this time, whether it be Wan-Bissaka or not. He can't find a way through Rafael Leao. I think it was Simon, not Banza, Kalulu there back defending. Vega, Cancelo, Leao. Rafael Leao into João Cancelo, holding off his man in the boxes. The ball fired across the 6-yard box, and Mpazi in the way of it. Ronaldo was there lurking, but Mpazi able to stop that move. Two strong hands, as that's going to be a foul. A yellow card as well handed out to Nelson Semedo. Johan Visa winning the free kick for his country. The man who, at the moment, whose goal would be securing a monstrous point for DR Congo. Their first ever at a World Cup, with their first ever goal at a World Cup as it stands. Nelson Semedo in the book. Here's Axel Tuanzebe. Visa. Wide it goes to Kalulu. That's going to be nothing. Wanted a foul there. That's a ball in behind for Conceição, but Mpazi with the sweeper keeping to head that one forward into a good passing moment for the goalkeeper. It's Kayemba finding Johan Visa. Little back heel there, put them off a little bit from Charles Pickle. Back to Kalulu. On to Sami. Mbemba back to Mpazi. It's DR Congo, the team and the aggressor at the moment. Mpazi, not the best of forward passes from the Congolese goalkeeper. Last minute of the 90 is Sébastien Desabre calling for compactness for his team. How long will be added on to the end of this 90? Here's Conceição. Fernandes back to Francisco Conceição, who trying to go all the way on his own. Fed back wide by Neves, flicked in by Fernandes, headed away. Again to Fernandes it comes. He's gonna shoot! And it was spinning and swivelling right towards goal, but went wide in the end. Not a bad strike from the Man United man. On his 90th cap for his country. Wanted to add another to his tally of 28 in a Portugal shirt. Just wide I think Mpazi would have had it anyway if it was on target, but a dangerous effort. 5 added minutes then on top of the 90. Will there be a winner? Been some added time goals already at this World Cup. Only one that's been really impactful in terms of the end result. And that will be the Switzerland game against Qatar, where Qatar scored that late equaliser. Fernandez ball in. Ronaldo was the target. It bounces off him and finds Leao. Cancelo. Closed out well there by Kalulu. Right for the throw-in. And the Portuguese bench getting involved to delay the throw-in and trying to get involved with Charles Pickle there, the Congolese midfielder. Oh, bouncing ball here. Oh, that's a cruncher. That's going to be a yellow card, but they're going to call for more, the Congolese players. Yuan Vesa cleaned out by Thomas Araujo as he was breaking in behind. He would have been away. 1v1. See this again. Lovely flick right around Thomas Araujo, who just absolutely drags him back. I mean, it's definitely a yellow at the very least. I mean, right round the neck of Yuan Vesa. Well, Thomas Araujo with the yellow card, and maybe ultimately in the end, the grand scheme of things, probably a good tactical yellow card for Portugal, because if Yuan Vesa was away there and clean through, this could have been a very different outcome. Free kick though. 2.5 minutes of the 5 added to go. It's DR Congo on the front foot. Well, swung wide. First time pass around the corner by Kalulu towards Pickle, but good pressure. Ultimately, a goal kick is the result. 2 minutes to go. Here's Nelson Semedo. Araujo, Semedo. Pressure on Portugal again. DR Congo press from the front. Back to Thomas Araujo. To that right hand side. Conceição. Semedo. Semedo gets past his man. Kayembe in the cover, and that will be a corner. Notice Kayembe with the last touch. That's going to be a Portugal corner, and it's going to be maybe a bit of a last chance saloon hope here for Portugal into the last minute or so. Corner swung in from the right by Fernandez and up into the hands of Mpazi, who's just going to drop to the ground. Try and take a few seconds off the clock, and he tries to fire one forward. A poor ball. Maybe a little bit impatient there. Ball wide to Fernandez. Maybe one last chance for Portugal here. Fernandez, oh, an awful ball across, and there's space here to break for Yuan Vesa. If he can ride the challenge, he's ridden one, and he's driving it out to the left. Ample players back for Portugal, and a good tackle by Conceição, although he's seen it out for a throw to DR Congo. Francisco Conceição. So maybe one last ditch attempt for DR Congo to create history. As Vesa and Conceição get a little in each other's faces. But no time to take the throw in. The final whistle goes, and for the first time in their history, DR Congo have a World Cup point. Their only ever appearance previously as Zaire. They lost all 3 group games without scoring a single goal. But they enter this World Cup 52 years later, and stun the Nations League winners and one of the favourites for the whole tournament. Portugal took an early lead and you thought maybe it could be a cricket score after that, but that's not how football is played in the grand scheme of things. And the response from DR Congo to going behind was magnificent, and right the way throughout the game, probably, if not just a point, maybe could have deserved even more than that. Caoimhan Ferris, with their only ever goal at a World Cup in their history, has stopped Portugal from a winning start in 2026. Final score, it is finished Portugal 1, DR Congo 1. And that is a very interesting result in the group, as we've seen multiple times before and said multiple times before. When the first game ends a draw, in the second game a chance for a winner to go top. Uzbekistan and Colombia play in the early hours, and they will be hoping either one of those two, with a win, they would go top of this group. But a celebration, a party inside the NRG Stadium in Texas for the DR Congo fans who've watched their team put on a wonderful defensive display and even have major opportunities of their own to really stun Portugal. Not the day for Ronaldo and co, as Portugal are held to a 1-1 draw. And a reminder for you what's coming up next. In just under an hour's time, England get their tournament underway, as do Croatia, two teams who've got to the latter stages of the World Cups in the last couple of times, and they met in the semi-finals 8 years ago in Russia, and they open their tournament in 2026 against the other in Dallas. 9 o'clock kickoff from Group L. England against Croatia. But what a performance from DR Congo. Caoimhan Ferris, the history maker for the African nation, who once again make it a difficult start for Portugal at another World Cup. João Neves' goal was ultimately cut out by Caoimhan Ferris' leveller, and a point apiece is the final result. See you shortly.